WPKY.com.
This is Josh Ray, your local Woodman Life agent. Come see us at 1009 West Main Street or give us a call at 365-6111.
Certain eligibility and age restrictions apply. Woodman of the World Life Insurance Society, Omaha, Nebraska.
If you're involved in an auto accident, it's your choice where your vehicle is repaired. Some insurance companies refer you to pro shops because they give the insurance company discounts. But with those discounts, the insurance company has input on the parts used and might not always use what is best. At Trice Used Body Shop, they're not partnered with an insurance company, but they give the same lifetime limited warranty to the person who owns the vehicle at the time of repairs. Visit Trice Hughes in Princeton for your vehicle repairs.
We provided shelter for 8,768 guests free of charge in 2021. We wrote 869 rent checks to help house families and individuals in their own homes last year. We have sheltered numerous individuals during cold weather. We wrote 1,012 checks to assist households with their utility bills in 2021. We are the Hopkinsville Salvation Army.
You can become part of the We. Search Salvation Army Hopkinsville on Facebook as we continue to help families in Christian, Todd, and Trigg counties.
Today's society is dependent on electricity. The Princeton Electric Plant Board has what you demand for electricity anywhere, anytime at the required level of quality. They work to ensure our community's power system has the resources in place for reliability today and into the future. Their work and commitment has reduced the frequency and duration of power outages with a reliability rate of 99.9%. Princeton Electric Plant Board, bringing our customers safe and reliable energy.
Shopping can be overwhelming. At Joe & Co. Boutique, it's their priority to get to know you. Enjoy a personal, stress-free shopping experience, making you feel valued as a customer and person. Joe & Co. is a size-inclusive boutique carrying clothing and gift favorites such as Judy Blue, Vintage Havana, Savannah Jane, and Kendra Scott. Located on Fairview Avenue in Eddyville, or shop joeandcoboutique.com.
Hey, besties. It's your girl, Jo. Can't wait to see you at the boutique.
At YourSportsEdge.com, we strive every day to continue to bring you the gold standard in high school sports coverage with more on your teams and your players.
Or did it show up there?
And while they are not gold, those Crystal Awards we have won for doing what we love to do are pretty cool, too.
That's something we see every day.
The Kentucky Broadcasters' Best Digital Product Award winner.
Ball game over.
YourSportsEdge.com.
It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Good morning, everyone. The Sideline Report is on the air from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. This is Todd Griffin in the WPKY studios. Got a big show lined up for everyone today. First of all, we're going to go out to Caldwell County Lady Tigers soccer practice, and Rhett Miller is going to join us. He's the head coach of the Lady Tigers, and we'll talk some soccer with him. A little bit later on this morning, Scott Brown of YourSportsEdge.com will be joining us. He's on his way to cover golf in Hopkinsville today. We'll talk to him about that and other things in the sports world. We'll also hear from Emma Talley and her partner, Jody Ewert-Shadoff, who are playing this week in the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational up in Midland, Michigan, and doing really well. A birdie on their first hole this morning. They're already on the course at Midland Country Club, so they're at 5 under, still tied for third, though, in that tournament. Now 2 shots behind the leaders, so we'll hear from both Talley and Ewert-Shadoff a little bit later on the show. So lots to come here on the Sideline Report. Stay with us as we roll on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Get into shape and feel good at Trilogy Performance Sports. Trilogy offers a wide range of family-friendly classes as well as personal training, yoga, gymnastics, sports training, cardio, and weightlifting. Trilogy has something for everyone. Trilogy now offers an app with online workouts, live classes, nutrition tracking, and more. Search Trilogy Performance Sports in your app store. Use sign-up code 1824. For app info and more, follow them on Facebook.
The weatherman says it's time to get out of the house. Goodwin Insurance wants you to know they can insure all your toys, boats, jet skis, ATVs, golf carts. Well, you get the point. Goodwin Insurance is dedicated to finding you the best policy with the best service at an affordable price. Insure your toys with Goodwin so all you have to worry about is the fun. Contact them today for a quote.
Goodwin Insurance of Princeton, Cadiz, or Marion, or online at insurewithgoodwin.com.
Get ready for back to school with Health First Community Health Center, offering physicals, immunizations, ADHD treatment, and well-child, sick child visits. At Health First, we offer affordable, quality health care for the entire family. We accept K-CHIP, Medicaid, Medicare, and all major commercial insurance. A discount program is available based on income and household size. Call today to make your appointment at 1-877-667-7017.
There's still lots of summer left to be enjoyed, and B&C Unique Boutique has lots of clothes perfect to take you through the summer, even into the start of the school year. From tops to shorts and jeans to dresses, t-shirts, shoes, and jewelry. Tuesdays are T-Shirt Tuesday. Get any graphic tee, $20 regular size or $22 plus size. They have t-shirts for ladies and men. So hurry in to a B&C Unique Boutique close to you in Princeton and Grand Rivers and social media.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Without you, it wouldn't have been possible. We're proud to announce that WPKY has received the prestigious Community Service Award from the International Broadcasters Idea Bank Organization. This award recognizes the importance and value of making the community a better place to live. It's special for WPKY to be recognized by our peers, but it's more important that you listen, and even more important that you support our community.
Thank you.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for joining us this morning. A quick update on Emma Talley and Jody Ewert-Shadoff playing up in Michigan. Another birdie has them at 6 under overall, so they are now tied for second place. That's Team Sugar and Spice, by the way, playing in the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational up in Midland, Michigan this week in the second round this morning. Joining us now on the telephone is Lady Tigers soccer head coach Rhett Miller, and Rhett's joining us from soccer practice this morning. Rhett, how are things going for you guys?
Well, I'm enjoying watching the girls play. I got some of the graduates out right now. They're scrimmaging with some of our girls while I'm talking to you, so get to enjoy and see what they've got right now.
Yeah, glad you could join us, and kind of unique. We did this last year kind of on the fly, so we thought, what the heck, we'll do it again and get a live report from practice.
Yeah, it's exciting. Timing doesn't work out perfect for your radio show during the summer, so this works the way that it works.
What have you seen out of your team so far in the first week of practice?
Well, one thing that we really were good at last year was we did a really good job with our passing last year, and that has not changed any. We're still getting ourselves open for passes, but now we've got to learn to advance that to where we're moving forward to get to where we're in a scoring position. So that's kind of the focus for the whole year. We don't have any big stars that are just going to be awesome and going to put it in the net all the time. So we've got to learn to work as a team to be able to find the positions to get ourselves in the goal.
Where do you stand right now as far as people trying to find positions or maybe win a spot in the starting lineup?
Well, I think, I've said before, we've got a really core group of about 7 girls that are just really good, strong soccer players, 7 or 8 girls probably, and those are going to stay in a lot. I don't exactly know where their positions are going to always be, but other people are going to fall into place after that. So just trying to see right now. Of course, it's so early in the season. I mean, we're just in our 4th day of practice, so it's so early to be able to tell what's going to happen. But right now, they're jostling for who's going to play what position, and those top those 5 or 6 slots or 4 or 5 spots at the end that aren't set. Everybody's trying to get those spots.
You guys will start the regular season next month. What's kind of the game plan for you guys as you go through the next couple of weeks to get ready for that?
Oh, well, right now the focus is it's just going to constantly. I can't say it enough. The focus is going to be we've got to score. We've got to score. We've got to score. We've got to score. We were great defensively last year, but we just couldn't figure out a way to score. And so, we just got to add to that and get to that place. One of the things that's really important, going to have to be really important for us, is for us to be able to use the space behind the opposing team's defense. We do not do a good job of that, and all that's coaching. That's not players. I keep saying it, and I'm going to continue to say it, that this is mostly on me. We've got some really good players. I just have not done a good job of getting us to move the ball forward. So I've got to do a better job as this season. I've been worried about it all year long and thinking about how we're going to do that and get these good quality players an opportunity to where they can be in a position to score.
Yeah, you guys were working on that a little bit when I was out there yesterday morning. Basically, you're just trying to get the offense to kind of move the ball into space, right?
Yeah, move the ball into space and use the space that's given there, and have them move off the ball. And if they move off the ball and they move forward, what happens is, the front line moves forward, then the next line moves up too, and then we advance. We just have to advance. We can't be satisfied just kicking the ball around at midfield and just keep possession of the ball the whole time midfield without having the opportunity to do something a little better than that. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how we're able to handle that.
You guys have been going early in the morning, so I guess weather hasn't really been too much of a factor for you in practice so far.
Yeah. Right now, we're going mornings and evenings right now. So we're going at 7 in the morning, and that's not been a problem. It's been 70 degrees, 74 degrees in the morning, so we haven't been that big of an issue. But the evening practice has been a little tougher, been a little bit hotter, but we haven't had to do any big alterations yet with that yet.
Last year, you guys went 7-13, but really gave Hopkins Central a battle in the district tournament. Is that a game that maybe can carry over a little bit from an attitude standpoint of how you guys play this season?
Well, I thought we played great against Hopkins Central. I was frustrated last year with a couple of things that happened on the ref end in the Hopkins Central game, but refs don't lose games. So, again, we weren't able to score in that game. So, and then in PKs, we weren't able to do it. So, yes, I think that because of the way that Hopkins Central has gotten better, we have gotten in a place where we've got to really play well against them to be able to beat them. So I'm hoping that carries over. As always, both of us are chasing Madisonville North and the good quality team that they are and good quality coaching that they have. We're always going to be chasing them, as big a school as they are, the biggest soccer school and program they have. So if we can beat them, great. It's been 2 years since we beat them. We'd like to beat them again. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, well, I was going to say, what do you have to do to take down Madisonville? Of course, they did suffer some key losses from last year's team, but it seems like they just keep pushing players out.
Of course, they lost LaGrange, but they had 2 or 3 others, and that they did lose some quality seniors, but they've got some quality juniors too. So that are coming up and are now seniors, and they've got a good junior class right now as well. They got some great players. We played them 2 or 3 times in indoor over the winter, and they were just as strong as ever. So it's going to be a battle. But some of that is just coaching. They're just really, really well coached. John Tishner is probably one of the best coaches in Western Kentucky, if not the best coach in Western Kentucky. He seems to be able to figure things out more than the rest of us. So kudos to him. Kudos to his program. But so we're going to be chasing him and chasing them probably forever.
Well, what would be some goals for your team this season? Obviously, getting back to the regional tournament would be a goal for this year.
Absolutely. Just getting past Hopkins Central and getting to the finals, or beating Madisonville North and getting to the finals and getting to the regional tournament again. I think I really feel like the Hopkins Central and Madisonville North are probably 2 of the better teams in the entire region, them and Henderson. I think everybody else are teams that we'll be able to play with and handle. We can play with Madisonville North and Hopkins Central, but right now it kind of stinks that some of the strongest teams in the whole region are in our district. So just getting to the regional tournament is going to be a great feat. But again, and I've said it a bunch of times, I keep saying it, if we get to a place where we can score, we will win lots of games.
Is there anything new in high school soccer this year that maybe we need to look out for or be aware of?
No, I don't think there's no big rule changes or anything that I've seen at all. We'll just everything's normal. We haven't gone to our rules clinic yet, so I don't know if there's any changes that I'm unaware of, but I've not seen anything come through the emails yet.
Looking ahead, you'll obviously get a pretty good look at your team next weekend at the Bluegrass State Games, and that's sort of a preseason event, but it's also a pretty big event that you guys look forward to each year.
Absolutely. I absolutely love the Bluegrass Games. It's an opportunity to get 3 good scrimmages in that don't count against us. It's a good opportunity for the girls to spend time together. It's a good opportunity for us coaches to see what we're looking at with our varsity. It's a good opportunity for the girls to play and move positions around and see what seems to work really, really early in the season. And that's such a tool for us to be able to go to Bluegrass games and play 3 games. We're going to hope to play 3 games. Right now the forecast is it's going to be extremely hot next Saturday. So hopefully we'll be able to get all 3 games in. We'll have to wait and see.
Well, practice still going good this morning?
Yeah, they're on a break right now. Their practice is going great this morning. They're looking pretty good right now. I'm happy to have some of these graduates in to help.
Yeah, we appreciate you taking some time to join us, and we'll get you in the studio one of these days and do a complete preview show for the upcoming season.
Yep, that'd be great. I'll be looking forward to that.
All right, thanks, Rhett.
All right, thank you.
That is Rhett Miller, the Caldwell County girls soccer head coach at Caldwell County. Appreciate him taking some time out from practice this morning to come on the Sideline Report and talk a little bit about the Lady Tigers soccer team. Stay with us. More to come on the Sideline Report right after this here on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Black Patch Grill is a bar and grill with a twist. Come in and try authentic Irish fare or your favorite Southern comforts.
From the Weather Edge Weather Center, 91 degrees, sunshine today. Tonight's low down to 66, mostly clear skies. 92, sunshine on Friday. 94, sunshine on Saturday. What's going to forecast today? Sunshine with a high near 91.
At Trice Hughes, they're ordering it your way. How would you like to have a vehicle built just for you? Little things are important, like rich colors, big screens and displays, almost like watching TV. Exteriors with beautiful style and powerful engines that respond to the lightest touch on the accelerator. It's time to get what you want. Order your new ride and feel the thrill when you drive off the lot. Trice Hughes in Princeton is the one-stop shop for everything your vehicle needs. For more information, visit tricehughes.com. That's tricehughes.com.
Caldwell County is a special place in western Kentucky, featuring beautiful tracts of land. Even though the real estate market is always in a constant state of change, Bollinger Real Estate and Auction understands this and is ready to work for you.
Hi, my name is Ben Bollinger with Bollinger Real Estate and Auction. Whether it's a property valuation or time to sell, Bollinger's team is dedicated to work for you. Real estate solutions with a passion for people.
We are back on the Sideline Report here at 1580 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for tuning in on the show this morning. And again, we appreciate Rhett Miller, the Caldwell County girls soccer head coach, for coming on the show this morning live from practice. We've actually been going around and getting a word from many of the fall sports head coaches this week as practice has gotten underway for the fall seasons. On Monday morning, we stopped by Tiger football practice. We've got a gallery of photos from Tiger practice over at yoursportsedge.com, so you might want to check that out. After practice, I had a chance to speak with Caldwell football head coach Will Barnes, and here's that interview.
How was it for a first practice?
Yeah, it's good to be back from the dead period, and before the dead period, you've got so much stuff going on with different teams and stuff, and you don't always have all your guys every day, and so it's good to get everybody back and get out here and run around. And it wasn't perfect by any means, but I thought we had good tempo and got from drill to drill pretty good, and it was a good first day overall.
What do you try to impress upon them on the first day?
Really, it's we're fairly young, so it's getting into our practice habits and how we do things, and once we kind of get that the next couple of days, I think it'll go a lot more smooth. And really right now it's tempo and the pace of practice that we've got to have.
How many kids do you have out?
I think today we had right around 50, and we've got a couple that still haven't made it out for a couple of different reasons. So we'll end up 50 to 55, and that's where we've been the last couple of years, and it's a good number. We've got a good mix of young guys coming in as freshmen, and some guys that will step into roles as sophomores, and then we've got some guys coming back that have a lot of experience too.
You got about 4 months or 4 weeks before that first practice. What do you hope to get in by then?
We'll have our base offense in this week, and from there it's just fine tuning and figuring out what's going to fit us and what type of offense we're going to be, and then defensively, it's getting out here and getting some reps. A lot of it's going to be in the passing game when you're in helmets. And getting into these 7-on-7s, which is good, and there's definitely a place for that. And then putting the run game in it and working run fits, and something we emphasize really all the time, but especially coming out of the dead period is pursuing to the football and running to the football. So those are the things we're going to kind of be looking for the next 4 weeks and into those couple scrimmages, and we're going to make mistakes and get that stuff on film and make corrections, but the tempo and running and giving great effort, those things are what we've got to be really good at, and then make adjustments on some of the more technical stuff.
What's your plans for the first 7-on-7 this week?
We'll get a lot of, it's a tournament situation, so we're going to get a lot of guys reps. We want to get some of these young guys that we haven't really seen at the high school level out there against some good competition, and coach them up, and we'll use it as a teaching moment, and really to kind of see what we've got offensively, throwing it all out there with a new quarterback, some new receivers, and then also in the secondary defensively, we've got we'll have a lot of new guys, and so it's really about getting a lot of guys a bunch of reps and seeing who fits where, and using it more as a teaching tool than anything.
Overall, what kind of sense do you get of what kind of team you've got?
I think we may not be as deep on the offense and defensive lines, but we do return some experience there. We've got some guys coming back that have played in JV the last year or so that I think will be good football players. So it's building a little bit more depth up front, and then in our skill positions, I think we've got some good guys coming back that have another year under their belt, have a full year under their belt where they're really more confident. So I'm looking forward to the next 4 weeks, kind of putting it together, the last few touches, getting into the regular season. But I'm satisfied with where we're at, and looking forward to really getting going this week, and into the 7-on-7s and into those scrimmages in early August.
That is Tiger football head coach Will Barnes from practice on Monday. The Tiger football team will be in 7-on-7 action later today at McCracken County. The Tigers will actually play their first 3 games in that event on the turf inside McCracken County's Marquette Stadium. So all 3 of those games will be at the same place if you're going down there to watch those. The Tigers are scheduled to face Dresden, Tennessee at 5 o'clock today, Carterville, Illinois at 6, and Marquette, Illinois at 7 in pool play competition. A single elimination bracket will then be put together based on pool play results, so the Tiger football team will get to see quite a bit of action today in that 7-on-7 tournament at McCracken County. Meanwhile, the Lady Tiger volleyball team was in the Cab Gym on Monday night for their first practice of the season. Again, we've got a gallery of photos for you over at yoursportsedge.com, so you can check out those from volleyball practice on Monday. After the practice, I talked with Caldwell volleyball head coach Daniel Kortner.
First of all, what are you guys trying to achieve in practice right now?
Right now, just get back in the gym, get our bodies back acclimated to the sport. We've kind of had a long off season and had really been in here as a family, just like we used to be. We've had a tremendous outburst in multi-sport athletes, and that's been phenomenal following them in the spring sports and winter sports. So getting them back into this physical movement and getting volleyball back on their radar.
Where are your numbers at right now? Pretty happy with what you've got?
I like where we are. We've got our 5 captains coming back, 5 seniors, 2 juniors, and we're going to be led by the experience that those ladies have had. They've been on the team for 5 years, both of them, and we're really excited about where we are with replacing some holes. We had some pretty key spots graduate, but we've had some ladies that all summer long have been begging for those positions.
What's your preseason plans as you get ready for the season?
We'll come in, we'll have tryouts this weekend, a big practice day Saturday to really kind of set the tone. We haven't done any drills all summer. We've came in and played. We've set the foundation of fun and let the ladies kind of sort themselves out. Right now, they don't know who's varsity, who's JV, who's starting, who's what. So, there is no pecking order in this gym right now. And that's kind of what we're going to get into is start letting them compete for positions and going. We'll head up to Bluegrass games the end of the month and see where we rank across the state. And then come back here and kind of get going for our season.
What's your thoughts right now on the kind of season you guys are set up to have?
We're going to start slow. We don't have a whole lot going on at the very beginning. There's a couple reasons. We knew we were going to have a slow summer, so we didn't want to start the season with a big bang. We're not going to be doing Class A this year, so we don't have to rush to gear up for that. And we'll peak somewhere in about September and then make a long dog days of that summer run for that part. Where we kind of want to end up is main thing, just stay healthy all the way through and see just how diverse we can get this offense by the middle of September.
You mentioned not playing in the All-A. Do you kind of like the way your schedule is set up besides that?
I do. We're still about 3 or 4 games short. Instead of having a big weekend of the regional tournament, which would have been, 4 or 5 games and then 6, that was 11 to 12 games I had to replace. So that has you traveling a little more on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I'm not the biggest fan of. But, you know, if we can replace those games with good quality like we already had, then I'm good with it.
What's the main thing you guys are trying to work on right now?
One, we're getting Kendra Winters moved to her 3rd starting position in as many years. She'll be taking over the setting role starting out, and she's done a phenomenal job in learning basically what we want, what we mean by running the offense, and has taken that bull by the horns. So, you know, moving that and trying to get folks like Lily Horde and Annabelle Russian and Ellie Ramey on the outside, you know, those 3 are competing for that, trying to get them to understand this is your offense now. You've got to take the bulk of that.
That is, again, Lady Tiger volleyball head coach Daniel Kortner at practice earlier this week. The Lady Tigers went 20-19 a year ago, reached the second region semifinals before falling in an epic 5-setter with Webster County. 18-16 was the 5th set there. Again, the Lady Tiger volleyball team will be heading to Lexington for the Bluegrass State Games the last week of July. Season starts next month for the Lady Tiger volleyball team. On Wednesday, I dropped by Caldwell County boys soccer practice at Butler Stadium, and afterward I had a chance to talk to Tiger soccer coach Tanner Reed.
How has practice gone so far for you guys?
So far, it's been pretty intense. You know, this first camp week, we really try to get a good range of our player fitness and see how they've kept up with their work over the summer with their club teams and whatnot. But overall, it's been a good experience. The boys are coming together really well, and we're excited to see what we're capable of.
Anything in particular you're working on right now?
Really just getting them back in the groove of gelling together, getting the kind of touches, getting fitness right now is the most important thing. No team is probably where they want to be at this point in the season, obviously, with it being so early. So it's really about getting them fit to play in a match and keep up.
What's your feel for your team? You lost a couple of key players, but you got a lot of guys back too.
Yes, we returned so many of our players. Obviously, the players that we lose, we're going to miss dearly. They were big role players on this team. But we're excited to see what we're capable of, and it gives new players a chance to kind of come into the fold and see how they're going to fit in.
Do anybody have roles lined up yet, or are you still looking for people to try to earn positions?
We actually had this discussion yesterday. You know, I'm wanting them to put me in a position where if they want a spot, they're going to have to make me think that if I don't play them in that spot, we're going to be in some serious trouble. So I've got players with some things to prove, and we don't exactly know who our identity is as of now. But once we figure that out, I think we're going to like how things come together.
You got several weeks now before the season starts. What's kind of the game plan to get ready for those next couple of weeks?
Just hitting it as hard as we can, as much as we can, with the heat being as permitted as it can be. Obviously, we've got a beautiful day today, but that's not always going to be the case. We've got the Bluegrass games coming up next weekend in Lexington. We're going to play some quality competition, 3 games up there, and then a scrimmage against Marshall County High School in the first week of August. So we've got competition coming up, and if we're not prepared, we're going to have a tough early start to our season.
What do you guys have to do to be successful this season?
It's all about kind of coming together and building on the concepts that I've been working with these boys on since I came in. You know, these seniors that are here now were the freshmen whenever I first came into the program, so they've heard myself and my assistants preach it year after year after year, and it's going to be about just coming together, playing the style that we want, trusting each other, and we'll get the results that we want.
That's Tigers soccer head coach Tanner Reed. The Tigers big season last year, ended up in the second region championship game against Henderson County, finished as second region runner-up for the first time ever for the Tigers soccer program. Got an update on golf. Team Sugar and Spice is 4 under so far today in the second round, 8 under overall, and that is currently tied for first place in the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational in Midland, Michigan. If you missed it, this week's event is a 2-person team tournament, and Team Sugar and Spice is made up of Emma Talley and Jody Ewert Shadoff. In alternate shot action in the first round Wednesday, the team had 5 birdies and just 1 bogey. They finished at 4 under par 66 and were just 1 stroke off the lead after 18 holes at Midland Country Club. Again, though, the team is now tied for first place. After yesterday's round, Talley and Ewert Shadoff spoke to the media in Midland, Michigan.
All right, here with Team Sugar and Spice. Emma, I'll start with you. I feel like everyone that's come in that has been teaming with a friend this week has had smiles plastered on their faces. Just take me through what this first day was like for you and Jody.
Well, Jody's a really good golfer. We had so much fun. We even said, I think last year, partnering up together 2 years in a row really helped. Last year, it was just, you get a little flustered because of the alternate shot, and today, because we had done it last year, I think we were very calm, and we just bounced off of each other and both played really well, and our putters were rolling pretty good.
Putters were rolling, a couple birdies there on the card. Jody, what were some of the highlights for the both of you today?
Yeah, we started off really strong. We had birdies on 11 and 12, so I think that kind of, got us going. And we really didn't make any mistakes today. We were really strong and steady, and the main thing is we have so much fun together. So yeah, I think that really helped.
I can see that as you guys were coming in here. Emma, for the both of you, what is it about Jody's game that you think fits well when you guys are playing in these types of formats?
Yeah, I mean, I even said it to her today. I think our games really complement each other. Her iron game is just amazing, and I've been putting well, and today she putted lights out. But she hits a draw, I hit a fade, so that's kind of how we picked who decided on got to hit on what holes. So, yeah, our games complement each other. We both hit a lot of greens. We both hit a lot of fairways. So we're not hitting shots that we normally wouldn't be hitting, and I think that helps a lot when you're going into an alternate shot format of we're not really putting each other in bad spots.
Jody, Emma talked a little bit about last year, how teaming together last year has helped in preparation for this year already. Was there any kind of strategy to the way that you guys went about today's round?
Jody's an overthinker.
Yes. Yes, I pretty much thought about every scenario out there and what was best. But, last year we actually switched what tee we teed off of on Wednesday and then Friday. And we played better, me teeing off even. So we just kind of went with that and rolled with it. And, it actually really works for us. As Emma said, she hits a fade and I hit a draw. So it just sets up really nice for this golf course.
Emma, this is one of those events that, even though it is very serious, you're still going for a win. Just to have this kind of laid-back nature, but still have fun on the golf course, how much does that help, especially with the next couple of events both of you have coming up?
Yeah, I mean, Jody's had a great year so far, and I feel like my game was just on the cusp of really playing well. And I think this is a good tournament to kind of ease ourselves into 2 majors coming up. And we do have a lot of fun together, and it feels really relaxed out there. It feels like a Sunday afternoon at home. So I'm having a lot of fun. I think she is too, and ready for the weekend.
With the best ball upon us tomorrow, any kind of game plan that the both of you have been talking about?
No, I think we just go out there and play our own game. We're both hitting the ball really well, and if the putts drop, I think we can really go low tomorrow. So I think the main thing, like I said, is just having a lot of fun. I think it just, it makes the round go by really quickly, and it just makes golf fun. I kind of wish that there were more events like this, different kinds of formats, and the whole week, it's, probably my favorite week of the year.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
That is Emma Talley and Jody Ewert Shadoff yesterday after round 1 of the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational up in Midland, Michigan. They have 4 birdies in their first 7 holes today and are tied for first right now, about midway through the second round in that tournament. Stay with us. More on the Sideline Report to come. We'll be talking with Scott Brown of YourSportsEdge.com right after this here on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Community Medical Clinic in Princeton is accepting new patients of all ages. They accept all insurances. If you're uninsured, they offer a sliding scale program and self-pay options.
From the Weather Edge Weather Center, mostly sunny skies today, tomorrow, and Saturday. Today's high 91, 92 tomorrow, 94 on Saturday. Tonight, mostly clear skies. Overnight low down to 65 degrees. What's going to forecast today? 91 and sunshine.
Need cash fast? Contact ABC Finance now.
Whether it's their first day of kindergarten or the first day as a senior in high school, you want your kids to have everything they need.
Don't let money worries stop you. Visit ABC Finance.
Hi, this is Savannah Seymour at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morris at the Hopkinsville location.
We can help you with all the things your child will need for school.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call and we will take your application over the phone.
Or apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
Our commitment is to make the loan process quick, easy, and stress-free. We can even consolidate all loans into one easy payment. For more information and for great money and credit tips, like ABC Finance on Facebook.
All loans subject to normal credit approval.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Thanks for tuning in this morning. Joining us now on the telephone, we've got Scott Brown of YourSportsEdge.com. Scott, good morning. How's it going?
Oh, good morning. Getting ready to hit the golf course here in a little bit.
Yeah, you're on your way to actually cover an event for YSE.
Yeah, today's the Go Junior Series Southern Championship. It's at the Hopkinsville Country Club. Go Series based out of Owensboro. Mark Price, former coach at Davis County, does an outstanding job with that. It has been going on for several years. But he breaks it up into two areas. He has the Northern Championship, which usually includes kids from the Owensboro, Henderson, and Southern Indiana area. And then the Southern Series Championship is always in Hopkinsville, and it involves kids in the Madisonville, Hopkinsville, Cadiz, Princeton area as well. So he does a super job with that. And today wraps up another season for the Go Junior Golf Series.
Well, things starting to get ready for fall sports for high school athletes. And, of course, we just recently finished our voting for the 2022 YourSportsEdge.com Fan Faves presented by First Financial Bank. And, Scott, to me, that's always sort of the unofficial wrap-up for the 2021-22 season.
It is. It's purposely done during the dead period so that when the dead period is over, we announce those winners. We celebrate that, use that as a wrap-up for the last year, and then move immediately into the new year. So you're exactly right. That is kind of the quasi celebration of last year, and then we make the move into 22-23.
Yeah, everyone can go over to YourSportsEdge.com right now and check on the winners and runners-up in each category. And Scott, what was it, 24, 25 categories we had votes for?
Yes, and it changes year to year. It's not always the same. Every year it's not, vote in 20 categories or vote in 22 categories or whatever, because sometimes you've got a little more participation in a sport, and we try and break it up into male and female, but sometimes the number of kids participating in that sport, and I'll use bass fishing as an example. Not every school participates in that, and it just so happened that there was 7 guys and a girl, and the girl won. So, we just didn't have enough girls participating to break it up into a boys winner and a girls winner. I think a couple years ago, swimming didn't have enough to break up into boys and girls. And so we had just the one swimming category. So it kind of changes year to year based on how many, kids we have that we cover from our 9 main schools that participate.
Again, go over to YourSportsEdge.com right now, and you can see all the winners and runners-up in each category. Scott, it's always shocking to me that when you come out of the dead period, just how quickly you get to those first scrimmages and fall sports get underway.
I know. I spent yesterday in Bowling Green, was hoping to cover a soccer and a volleyball team, but the soccer team was at Western's team camp, and they actually wrapped up Tuesday night. Had they won a game Tuesday night, they would have played again Wednesday morning, and that I would have got to cover 2, but instead was in Bowling Green yesterday covering the UHA Lady Blazers there at the Western team camp. Got a chance to see them, got a chance to shoot some pictures in Diddle Arena, which is always a good place to shoot. And I don't know about you. For me, volleyball is the toughest sport to shoot. It's the only sport where you don't follow the ball. You kind of focus on an area of the floor, and when the ball gets there, you kind of take a picture. But I don't know. I mean, I feel like I got some good pictures, but man, I had to work for it yesterday. I don't know about you, but shooting volleyball is tough.
Well, from a photography standpoint, most sports have what we like to call safe shots. You know, in baseball, you can always take a picture of the pitcher throwing a pitch or the batter swinging. In basketball, you can get somebody dribbling. In football, somebody running the football. Those are what we call safe shots. They're fairly simple and easy to get. Volleyball doesn't really have what I like to call a safe shot. You know, the ball's moving so quickly and there's so much action, and the ball is very rarely stationary, so it doesn't really give you that opportunity to get what we like to call a safe shot or an easy shot.
You're right. Maybe them throwing the ball up to hit a serve. Yeah. I mean, that may be it. But it's just a tough sport to shoot. And you know, like you, I'm kind of picky about the pictures that, you know, I want to post or pictures that I want to use. And so it just seems like I have to shoot a few more pictures, or at least try, in order to get what I want. But yeah, Diddle's a good place to shoot. I've actually never shot a basketball game there. I've shot volleyball there a couple of times. But yeah, that kind of is the kickoff for me. I know that we're really getting ready to start the season when I go to Lexington for the Bluegrass State soccer games, of which Caldwell County will be up for this year. That to me is the kickoff of, all right, the start of the season's right around the corner.
Yeah, that's one thing I was fixing to bring up, is that, you know, you have the Bluegrass State games for soccer, then volleyball is the following weekend. So
yes,
those are big deals for all those teams, but those are essentially preseason games that don't count against your scrimmage games. So it's a chance to get a few more matches or games in before they really start counting.
Correct. Kind of like the camp yesterday. You know, the Western had some players that were assisting some of the teams and showing the players some skills or whatever. And, of course, they do other things at the team camp. So when you get out and scrimmage, it doesn't count against your number of scrimmages. Bluegrass State games the same way. You know, you participate, and most people get 3 games up in Lexington that does not count against your preseason, and you know, that's a good way to kind of start the season. You're going to play teams you're probably not going to see during the season at all because they're in other parts of the state. You kind of get an idea of how soccer is played in other parts of the state when you take on like a team from either Louisville or Lexington or Northern Kentucky or maybe even Eastern Kentucky, and it kind of gives you a measuring stick of not just where your team is, but where your program is as a whole. You know, when you watch, you know, how the other teams warm up, the practice drills they go through and such. So that's usually the kickoff for me mentally, is when we get to the Bluegrass State games, that usually tells me that the first football scrimmage is not far behind.
Yeah, had Rhett Miller on from soccer practice earlier this morning, and he was actually a little concerned that maybe the heat might be a problem next week. The weather seems to have gone pretty well for everyone for this first week of practice, but the forecast keeps showing for even higher temperatures next week.
Yeah, you know, and I give the KHSAA some credit. You know, they have the heat standards that you have to go by as far as the heat index. You're required to take it before every practice, and if it falls within the certain parameters, that you're supposed to not have pads on for football or equipment for soccer. And, of course, there's more to heat than the heat index. And of course, they have those, the trainers have those psychrometers, those little things that they spin in order to get the heat index, and it measures a bunch of things. So a lot of people talk heat index. Dew point is the one thing that the higher the dew point, the more uncomfortable it is outside. It's really more than the humidity itself. So if the temperatures are high and we have high dew point, that's what really makes it uncomfortable, and that's also what makes it unsafe. It doesn't have to be 110 degrees to suffer heat exhaustion. It could be in the upper 90 or upper 80s, lower 90s, but if the mixture of humidity and dew point are high, then that's what makes your body overheat and sweat and can lead to heat stroke.
Well, hopefully the weather will cooperate and everyone can get those games in because, again, the soccer teams especially, those games go a long way, I think, towards some of those teams determining who's going to start and exactly where on the field those people might play.
Well, I liken the Bluegrass State games to a basketball team that goes somewhere else in the state to play a Christmas tournament. It gives the coach a chance to maybe try some things without a lot of eyes on him, from parents or whoever. And, if we want to stick little Johnny on defense to see what he can do, then let's try this. And if we want to, try this formation or whatever, you can do it. And if you win the game, fine. If you lose the game, fine. Nobody hangs banners for what they do at the Bluegrass State games. So it gives you a chance to try some things on the field without maybe getting some criticism from the stands, and just, kind of tinker a little bit. But you're right. It also gives you a chance to see if this starting lineup is going to be good. And if not, maybe I need to tinker some things or, I need to see if what this player can do in goal and not worry about, whether or not they pitch a shutout or give up 5 goals and a half and kind of see how they come back from that. In some cases, you're playing 2 games a day. You're guaranteed either Saturday or Sunday you're going to play 2 games in a day. Kind of gives you a chance to see who could bounce back from that mentally. Who's going to give you everything on the field for 2 games in a day, or who maybe is going to check out on you, midway through game 2.
We're talking this morning with Scott Brown of YourSportsEdge.com. I appreciate him coming on the show. Scott, I've been trying to keep up with Emma Talley and Jody Ewert-Shadoff this morning up at the Dow Great Lakes Bay Invitational in Michigan. They are through 8 holes now, 4 under on the day, 8 under overall, and in a tie for first place. So a pretty good showing so far for what is Team Sugar and Spice.
That may be enough to actually get her on TV for a change.
They actually made it a couple of times yesterday, so I was kind of surprised. But, again, they were hanging in there in second place yesterday, so, they had to get them on there a little bit. But actually did well yesterday in the alternate shot. They're playing best ball today, and 4 birdies in their first 7 holes, 4 in the first 8 now. So looking good right now. And, of course, this is a great time of year for golf. My favorite tournament, the Open Championship, being played at St. Andrews, got underway today. Scott, if I could go play one course, it would be the old course at St. Andrews.
Yeah, I'm with you there. That would be one that you would tuck away for the bucket list and do. I remember, when Novedell in Hopkinsville was open, it was a link style golf course, and so it was it was really the closest thing to the links that you could play around this area, where it was, hilly fairways and, a couple of hidden sand traps, not a lot of trees, a little bit of high grass where you didn't want it. But, I'm with you there. Hey, going back to Emma for a minute, you talked about the format they're using, and I know you've played some tournaments and such, and most of the time people use scramble, but I've played some tournaments where you did play best ball, you played alternate shot or whatever. Which one of those is your favorite? I mean, do you like the alternate shot? Is it tougher than best ball, or when they do that when they do the Ryder Cup, I think it's always interesting to watch, how they do when they play straight up, when they play best ball, and when they play alternate shot.
Oh, yeah, I would much rather play best ball because you get in that alternate shot, there's no bailout. You're playing best ball, you can hit a bad shot and get away with it because, your teammate might have a good hole, and so you're good. But just to me, when I've played alternate shot, there's been so much pressure because you're not just messing up for you, you're messing up for your teammate too. So I always thought that added a little more degree of difficulty to the game, and it doesn't need any more degree of difficulty.
Right. It has enough of its own.
But speaking of golf, that's really the first sport in the KHSAA fall sports schedule that is able to get its season underway, and we'll see high school golf tournaments next week.
Yeah, it just seems to get earlier and earlier, and of course they have to do it a little earlier this year because of the new format that they're putting in for state. I'm curious to see how this goes. There was, used to, golf was a spring sport, and you got very few tournaments in because of the weather. And so they changed it to a fall sport, I think in 1990, which was one of the smartest things the KHSAA ever did, because it allowed the kids to play during the summer, hone their game, and then go right into their fall season. And so, we're coming up on, over 30 years of them doing that, and that's good. Well, used to, 2 teams and, few kids made it to the state tournament. Well, now the problem they have is when they get to the state tournament, they have so many golfers that they have to shoehorn in a day that if there's any type of weather event, whether it's rain or in the case of Bowling Green Country Club, it's a fog magnet. And in the early mornings in October, there's a lot of fog on that golf course. And so it delays the event. And so that's the last thing they need. And so they have to carry over the first round to the next day. So in an effort to try and reduce the number of kids on the, that are playing, they went to one team makes it out of the region, but more individuals, thinking that would speed things up. Well, it really didn't. And it also cut down on the number of teams that went, which did not sit well with, teams across the state. And so now they've come up with this new thing. It's a state round, but you make the cut to advance to Bowling Green. So this year, you have your region, and then instead of going to Bowling Green, you'll go to Owensboro. And then, they'll cut it down from there, and then those people will go to Bowling Green. Well, that takes an extra week, so they moved the start of the season up. So, yeah, next Friday, Davis County has their annual invitational, and that is the official start date for fall golf. And there's a lot of people, especially in Western Kentucky, they take advantage of the time before school starts. There are a lot of invitationals in West Kentucky that are going to be going on over the next three weeks to a month.
This is the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY, Princeton, Kentucky. Thanks for tuning in this morning. I'm talking to Scott Brown. And, Scott, good luck today over at Hopkinsville. Enjoy the golf over there, and really appreciate you coming on the show and spending some time with us this morning.
Not a problem. Always look forward to it, Todd.
Again, that's Scott Brown of YourSportsEdge.com. Appreciate him talking to us this morning. Also, thanks a lot to Rhett Miller, Caldwell County girls soccer head coach, for joining us live from Lady Tiger practice this morning. That's going to wrap us up on this edition of the Sideline Report. This is Todd Griffin of WPKY Radio and YourSportsEdge.com. Again, thanks for joining us here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
WPKY, Princeton.
News, I'm Lillian Wu. Another reading on inflation comes in hotter than expected.